there comes the day where you just have to put in the work. I've got 365 days before July 4th, 2026, the 250th anniversary of the United States, and my 1,000-day, 1 mile a day running streak. And so there's a certain point where you just have to put in the work. If you want to run a marathon, you can sign up, you can book the flight, you can get the training plans, get the meals, start the group chat, start sending reels to each other and watching YouTube videos and doing all these different things. But eventually there comes a day, you're 12 weeks out and you got to run. You got to start training. You got to get the miles in so you can get prepared. You got to do the hard work. There's this example of the monkey on the pedestal reading Shakespeare. Everyone builds the pedestal, right? The professor says, your only thing to graduate this class is to teach a monkey how to read Shakespeare on a pedestal. And so everyone spends the first week building the pedestal. Oh, the greatest pedestal you've ever seen. It's gold embossed. It's whatever. Who cares? Because when you sit the monkey up there at the end of the semester, it's got to read Shakespeare. Don't do the easy task first, you know? And if you do, understand that that's not half of the work. There's 2 tasks here: building the pedestal and teaching the monkey Shakespeare. Shakespeare. I'm saying sphere. What, you see what I mean? It's not 50-50, okay? It's impossible next to this pedestal that you have to build. So do the hard work. I haven't made videos for my Daily Thoughts account in forever, right? Because I've just been doing the work. For such a long time, I was building up the plan and I took action. And then throughout the year, I was talking about all the different problems I was facing, and it was good. I'm very grateful for that season of my life where I kept a documentary, literally, of everything, all the problems that came up in my life. And I'll continue to do that more often, right? But I'm glad that this past couple of months, I've just been doing the work. Let me make sure we're still filming. My phone is on like 4% battery. These past couple months, I've been doing the work. So I had this idea of a poster with all the DMs from the 50 States Marathon Challenge. We did it. Ran a marathon in all 50 states in 2024. It's now July 4th of 2025, right? Well, July 5th, actually. What was I gonna say? I have all these DMs, right? And I have this idea, I'm gonna make a poster of it. Well, now I gotta go back through every direct message. And I'm talking 2,500, 3,500 messages from the past year and a half, and screenshot all of them and react. Just put a little reaction emoji on every single one of them and send replies. And then once I screenshot them, I gotta crop it and put it in a folder on my phone and send it to a guy on Fiverr so that he can go make this map of the United States, because I'm running around the world doing the 7 wonders, doing the 10 days in European summer, preparing for the hitchhiking to all 50 states. There's never enough time for you to just like sit down and just plan it all out and just do it all on a Sunday and get everything done. You got to maintain your life over time, but it starts with just doing that daily work, doing the hard work. So instead of just doing it all on a Saturday, right? I can't just sit down all today and just figure out my life in this one category. If I want to do this whole poster thing in the future, well then now when I take on a hitchhiking to all 50 states and people send me direct messages of whatever, I have to be screenshotting, putting it in a folder as I'm going. It's got to be a maintenance thing, continuous. And this is for the rest of my life. So you build these systems, you do the daily work. That way, you know, I run a mile every day. That way I don't have to just suffer for 26 miles. There's a moth. Goodness. That way I don't have to suffer for 26 miles because I didn't train, right? But I did train. That's why I don't have to suffer. I put the work in. I did the difficult stuff. I know this sounds like some business guru online, but they had something right. For once, they did something right. What they did right was they said that the hard work was what was important. But the way that they approached it, you just got to work hard. You got to work hard on the correct things. You got to be training for the marathon, not just, scouring every corner of the internet for the best training plan, because you can put the same amount of time into both, but who cares? Once you get 80%, 90% good on this training plan, realistically, I didn't train at all. Like, I didn't have a training plan for the 50 States Marathon Challenge. I ran a marathon in all 50 states in 2024, and all I had was a mile every day a long run every other day, the 1 more mile challenge leading up to the month of December, or throughout, 1 more mile every single day of December, and then prayer. And realistically, it's not 80%, 20%, it's like 10% all the work that I put in, and then 90%, all right, God, like maybe even 99%, maybe even 100%. God, I surrender. I'm doing the work. I'm putting the mileage in, 200 miles a month, training for this thing. I ask that your will be done with my life. If this is your will, that you bless this opportunity, right? If you do the hard work, God will multiply your efforts, and you'll do things that you never thought were possible. So, I've been gone for the past couple months. I'm coming back now. I think part of the reason why I've delayed this is because video 100 was a letter to my future wife. Video 200 is queued up. I have 7 videos that I have on it's uploaded. They're private listed, so they technically haven't uploaded publicly. So then I've got a queue because I need to go back and film the video to my future wife for video 200. And it's so tough because what am I going to say? Like, this is the most beautiful woman in the world we're talking about, So do the difficult work. Why? Go film that video 200. Maybe I'll do that tonight. I'll post it tonight. I'll speak from the heart. I told Tyler, man, what am I doing? I'm telling Tyler to go speak his heart out to this girl he's talking with, and then I can't even do it myself. So I got to go record that video. I got to do the hard work. You see what I'm talking about? Like, just stop delaying it. Do it now. Do it now. Go now. Do it now. Do it right now. Because if you don't, you will slip into oblivion. Earlier today, I was scrolling on TikTok. What has changed since 2024, 2023? Well, at least now I'm running every day. At least now I'm editing videos and posting them. But I'm still falling in the same trap of scrolling on TikTok, right? It's a slippery slope into hell. And so then take action now or slip into oblivion. I got to be careful because every time I go on Reels, TikTok, YouTube, I scroll, hours go by, and then oblivion. Nothing makes sense. I'm not conscious. I can't even speak my words out right now. That's how in awe I am of my future wife and the situation at hand. Do the difficult work, and results will follow. Figure out a vision for your life. Take action every day. Do the things that the business gurus say, but understand that they're saying it in not the best way. The only way to fully experience it is by just doing the thing that's hard. And then understand that it never gets easier. You just get better. You're going to fall into the same temptations for the rest of your life. Lust is going to be there, and instant gratification is going to be there. And then getting caught up in anxiety, fear, and last minute anger, or whatever the word is from the Bible. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's like, what's that thing? A rush of anger that catches you. Fits of anger. That's what I'm looking for. These temptations will always be there. The earth will always be falling apart in these categories. And how can you tell that? How do you know? Because there will be a business built on that. The billion-trillion-dollar news industry is fits of anger or anxiety and fear. The billion-trillion-dollar nicotine and gambling is that instant gratification. That's the world. People think that hell is this place that you go to if you don't live out the perfect life here on earth, or whatever people say, right? That you're not living according to God's will, that you sin, that you didn't ask for forgiveness, that if God is real, that you didn't live up to the image that he wanted from you, right? And if you don't live up to that, that's when you go to hell. It's a place after this life. No. It's not that easy, right? Hell is here, now, right now, unless I surrender and take action so that I can produce heaven on earth. Because it's either or. I don't think, this is a new idea that I thought of today, actually. People think of the second coming of Jesus at some day in the distant future, but I think that we have a fraction of that at least, available to us every single day. Every moment is the moment to change your life. You can change your life in every moment, right? So then at any point in time, I get to change my life. Well, then that means I either choose heaven or hell every moment of every day. And so I'm either creating heaven on earth, the second coming of Jesus, every moment. I'm saying, Lord, I surrender my will to yours. I ask that you would allow me to know what to say, how to say it, that you'd guide my steps, that you'd open the doors, that you'd give me clarity and peace on the things that I should take action on. I surrender my will to yours so that I can do the greatest thing that I could ever do with my life, achieving your will on this planet. That's the greatest thing I could do. In pursuing you, I will become the greatest version of myself. I either pray that every single moment of every day, and I'm talking in conversation with people. I'm having kind of split thoughts. This conversation I'm having with them and as well, like, Lord, just give me peace of mind and allow me to know what to say to this person, and just don't let me get caught up in all the fluff that they're talking about, or in all of the complexity that they're talking about, both ends of the spectrum, anywhere in between. I'm either choosing God in every moment or hell on earth. I'm allowing myself to be caught by fits of anger and being just chained down by anxiety, fear, depression, and all of these instant gratification demons that are just pulling every ounce of energy out of me. Is that, you think that God doesn't exist, but then you understand that those temptations and the evil of this world exists. Like, that's not a world I want to live in, that this evil that we can clearly see, all of the temptation and the alcoholism that just kills families and the terrible things that happen in this world. Like, if you can clearly see that, man, you better pray on your knees that God exists, because if not, I don't want to live in that world without God. There's no way out of this unless there's more out there than this, and that's God. And so then you choose in every moment of every day to change your life for the better, producing heaven on earth here, now, today. It's not some distant thing in the future that once you live this life, you will one day come to it. Maybe this is all we get. We don't know. But what I do know is that hell on earth definitely exists, which means that I better hope and pray that God exists and allows me to have heaven on earth today by pursuing him in everything I do. So yeah, I've taken a break from these daily thoughts videos so that I could do the work. And I'm still going to make these videos because I love doing it, right? But I got to be careful there, because if I'm just talking about the problem all the time, am I actually taking steps towards the solution? No, I'm just talking about the problem. At a certain spot, you just have to do the difficult work. And that's what we've done these past couple of weeks, and we will continue to get better at for the rest of time. Man, my prayer constantly is, Lord, allow me to know what to say and how to say it. And so then I can't even take credit for those things. If it was just good things to say, it's like, man, that really resonated with me. Preach. I feel like that was God speaking directly to me through, this guy on the screen, me. If you feel that way, like, my constant prayer, Lord, teach me to know what to say and how to say it. So then that is available to you right now. And that's what it looks like to choose God in every moment, producing heaven on earth. What if I had the best communication, right? Well, God is omnipresent, omnipotent, all understanding, all knowing, all powerful, all can communicate in any medium, understands everything. Like, if I tap into that by pursuing God, learning his ways, well, then I can build heaven on earth. I can experience heaven on earth in a good way, not in like I don't need God. Like, by pursuing God, I'm producing something akin to heaven on earth. This is the greatest life I could live, is that I could be a better communicator and then change people's lives through the experiences that I take on by understanding, man. So seeking God allows me to understand situations better. The fear of God is the beginning of wisdom. My phone is out of battery. Preach. Why not us?